Well, first on 13, Iowa voters have made their decision in some very competitive races across the state,
including Des Moines at-large and Ward 3 city council seats. Channel 13's Laura Barcheski is live outside the Des Moines City Hall to tell us a little bit about the results in Des Moines city council election. Good morning, Laura.
Good morning, Andy. Des Moines City Council is going to be welcoming 2 new members this January. And let's start with that Ward 3 race that everyone's been talking about. Between the 3 candidates, they spent $300,000 on their campaign. 38-year-old Josh Mandelbaum was elected to Des Moines Ward 3 seat, according to the unofficial results from the Polk County Auditor's Office. Mandelbaum edged out Michael Kiernan by nearly 2,000 votes. The ward lived up to its reputation with high voter turnout this year. Mandelbaum has government experience working for past Governor Tom Vilsack and is now attorney for an environmental law practice. Mayor, County, and State Senator Janet Peterson attended his watch party last night. Mandelbaum says he's excited to give back to a community that gave him so much.
This was a great community to grow up in, and it provided me a lot of great opportunities. And I want to be a part of providing those type of opportunities to everyone who's a part of our community, whether they're a 5th generation or they're coming here as a refugee or an immigrant. I want this community to work for everyone, and I want to be a part of making it work for everyone.
In January, Mandelbaum will replace Christine Hensley. Hensley served on the Des Moines City Council for 24 years and did not run for re-election. In the at-large race, 14-year Des Moines School Board member Connie Boesen upended incumbent Skip Moore unofficially by 1,600 votes, and Ward 1's incumbent Bill Gray ran unopposed. 7,940 people turned out to vote in Ward 3 on the election day. That's 24% of people living in that area, and that's an increase from 2013, the last time that ward had an election.
The Des Moines City Council has been a very successful governing body, Laura, but it will be a very different council without Christine Hensley and Skip Moore on board. So big changes coming to that council. Thank you.
Windsor Heights also expected a high voter turnout, and it happened thanks to some heated issues. A fight over sidewalks and how to pay for them and the future of traffic cameras in the city created one of the longest ballots in the metro. 9 candidates ran for the 3 open city council seats in Windsor Heights, and here you can see the top 3 vote getters, and these are the unofficial winners. Mike Jones finished on top with 17%. Joining him will be Michael Lafredo II and Joseph Jones. Windsor Heights also has a new mayor. Dave Burgess came out on top in the 3-person race. He replaces Diana Willits, who has served as mayor there since 2013. 2 Windsor Heights candidates say the city's issues will continue being discussed after their election.
We know that that's an issue, and people are kind of all over the board when it comes to their feelings about those issues. So I think we're going to hit a lot of those things and address them. We know that in our plan for the city, we have some other sidewalks discussed and laid out, and we know that we've been taking some revenue from the ATEs that we can use for some of the construction we want to do and infrastructure projects. So we'll have to work through those things.
You know, you saw a lot of people at city council meetings, you saw a lot of people at the community center speaking out about, you know, opposition to it, or there were also people in favor of it. But I think that this, based upon what happened with the sidewalks issue, I think there was pretty much a guarantee that a lot of people were going to show up for that. Speed cameras, I think, to a lesser extent, but I still think that's a big part of our community.
The candidates will begin serving the community in January.
The city of Ames will see a change in its leadership. In the mayoral race there, with 58% of the vote, it looks like John Halo will be the winner. He will take over for Mayor Ann Campbell, who served 3 terms and then decided to retire.
Voters in Dallas County approved a 1-cent sales tax increase. It is expected to generate $11.5 million annually for cities. The increase applies to purchases, excluding vehicles, services, and the delivery of goods like furniture into the county. The extra cent tax will only be collected in Dallas County, but for cities that are both in Dallas and Polk County, the money can be spent citywide. It will go into effect next summer.
Well, should any of Tuesday's elections require a runoff, Iowans in those municipalities will return to the polls in December. The Secretary of State has set Tuesday, December 5th, as the day to hold any runoff elections. That would be the last time that Iowans will go to the polls and not need an ID. This year, the state legislature passed a new voter ID law starting January 1st. Voters will be asked to then show their IDs from that point. The first election would be the gubernatorial primaries in June. Those who do not have the necessary ID can sign an oath verifying their identity. However, starting January 1st of 2019, an ID will be required to vote in Iowa.